Hello, and welcome back to All the Mons. So today, we are going to do Mechanism for the 1 billionth time. Hooray! So yeah, let's get started. I made no preparations for this. All I did was get the resources, and hopefully, I have enough of those particular resources. And a really long time ago, many episodes ago, we set up the hydros down here, which is right there. And let's see how this is doing. Let's see, we got the Certus here. This is pretty much the first seed that we put down here, and the efficiency is up to like 2.05. So I'm guessing that is the same for the nether stars, close to the same thing. We got the netherite, and we got the uranium, which is what we really care about in terms of mechanism, because we need the uranium for the reactor and stuff. And look at that, we have the efficiency 2.04, and this one's the fluorite. This is the other stuff that we need. It's 2.04. So yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. Now, how about the other stuff that we need? How about the wheat stuff? Because I know we're probably gonna need like a couple of that stuff. The 300k, that should do, right? Sugarcane, maybe we'll need some of that. I'm not quite sure. It has been like going non-stop. Look at this. So cool. All right, let's get started with this. First things first, just gonna show you the chart. You know, the good old chart that I made for All the Mods 10 back in the day. So we'll see what's involved in getting into mechanism, and it's not like the basic mechanism or anything like that. We're trying to get antimatter, and that's the goal for doing the mechanism stuff, because it is part of the star. Hopefully, it is still part of the star. So you take a look at the recipes here. See, Oblivion Shard, nope, not that one. The Dragon Soul, nope, not that one. What is nope, not that one either. Post, okay, not that one either. Exterminator, maybe. Okay, not that one either. Patrick Star, Dimensional Sea, Creative Essence. Probably this one. There we go. Antimatter pellets right there. The good old antimatter pellets. The go-to difficulty in all the packs. You just got to get the antimatter pellets. Just throw it all out there. It's like, enjoy! So yeah, mechanism for 1 build time. So let's take a look at the chart. All right, so here's the chart. Ignore the stuff on the right side. This is like a really old design that I wanted to make in All the Mods 10. It kind of didn't work out. Kind of did. Yeah, a lot of space there. So anyway, what we're really worried about is all this crap on the left side in the middle part here. So there are two major branches. Well, one branch is smaller than the other branch, because the right side branch is much larger than the left branch you see over here. And we're trying to get fissile fuel, so we can put that into a reactor and get the relevant materials, so we can shove it into an SPS in order to get antimatter. Then we process that into pellets and stuff. So that is the one of the first goals of getting to mechanism today, and that is to set up the fissile fuel, so we can jam that into a reactor and get the process started. So yeah, we're not going to do everything in this particular episode. It's just going to be way too long. Just shove everything into here. So anyway, we got the uranium ingots here, which we already got plenty of, and we're going to put that into an enrichment chamber in order to get allocate uranium, and then we're going to put that into a chemical oxidizer to get uranium oxide. So that's like the left branch over here. Now the right branch over here is much larger. So we're going to start off at the rightest most side here, and oh yeah, the sulfur. We got to worry about the sulfur too. Okay. So anyway, we're going to get like a whole bunch of sulfur, put it into the chemical oxidizer in order to get sulfur dioxide. And we're going to need to separate some water into oxygen and hydrogen, because we're going to need the oxygen. So we need to combine sulfur dioxide with the oxygen in the chemical infuser to get sulfur trioxide, and we're going to need some water vapor too. So we'll combine that with the sulfur trioxide in the chemical infuser to get sulfuric acid. And then we put the sulfuric acid into a chemical dissolution. We're going to combine that with fluorite in order to get hydrofluoric acid. And then with that, we combine it with the uranium oxide from the other branch in a chemical infuser to get uranium hexafluoride. And then with uranium hexafluoride, we put that in the isotopic center. I don't even know if that's the correct spelling. And we put that into this little tower thingamajiggy, and we get fissile fuel. Then with fissile fuel, we put that in the reactor to process it. So there we go. Not even sure if these numbers are correct, but it's similar to that. So yeah. So yeah, let's go back and get some things done. All right, so anyway, this is the platform where we're going to put the mechanism stuff. We're going to put the reactor over here in this particular corner. We're going to put the machinery over here. And then we'll put the brine towers over here, because we all know that we're going to set up the brine towers eventually, because we need the lithium and stuff. I have a feeling we're going to need the lithium. So yeah, we're going to set the brine towers up over here. And also, we're going to squeeze in the SPS in here somehow. Not quite sure where, but hopefully it'll work out. We can always go up, you know. Look at all the massive space up there. So yeah. All right, so anyway, let's get started with this. We're going to need the electrolytic separators. So did I make a recipe for that? No, I have like no recipes for this stuff. So let's see, electrolytic separator. What is this? Thermal electric generator. No, that's not it. Separator. There we go. That's the one right there. A large one, more machines. Oh, really? We have more machines add-on on here. Okay, maybe we can take advantage of that somehow. But we're going to start off with the OG machines first. So if it's any advantage to us, then we'll go for the more machine stuff. We'll see what's going on with that. Well, what about the add-ons? Let me see. Upgrades? Do we have any of the fancy upgrades, or did they increase it? I'm not sure. So anyway, if you're going to like give out numbers, like, oh, here's the number to use with the heater thing, with the brine towers and stuff, in order to achieve like maximum stuff. I'm not trying to do that. If it just gets me enough stuff, then I'm good on that. So I'm not trying to maximize anything, I'm not trying to optimize anything. So if it's just good enough for my needs, then cool. If you want to do that, that's up to you. That's good too. So it's not wrong. You do you, and I do me. So cool. Don't want to hear numbers, because we all know that from pack to pack, it's going to be different because they keep changing the numbers on us. So it is what it is. So anyway, let's go into the separator, and we'll make a recipe for that one. Take that one, and then we need the electrolytic core here. Okay. Yeah, we got the electrolytic separator. We're going to need the chemical oxidizer. Okay, done that one. And then we're going to need a tank, dynamic tank, and a personal barrel. Okay, basic chemical tank. And then we're going to need the, which one did I make? Personal barrel and dynamic tank. Okay. All right, there we go. That's an empty bucket. Okay, cool. All right, we got that one, chemical oxidizer. And then we're going to need the condensator. Then send trator. There we go. Okay, rotary condensator. Ooh, there's a large one. Okay, let's make that one. Okay, there we go. Oh, hold on. This damn battery. Oh, wait. Dang it. Put it back over here. Jeez. Okay, make the energy tablet first. Okay, rotary condensator. Okay. Here. The list. Get rid of that thing. Put that over here. Just making sure it doesn't have any MPT data on it or whatever. Let's see. Basic chemical tank. Okay, got that one. Rotary condensator. Okay, cool. All right, chemical infuser. There's probably a large one for that too. Look at this. Factory version. Nice. All right, let's see. Basic chemical tank. Okay, chemical dissolution chamber. Okay, get me some of that. Okay, and then enrichment chamber. Do we have... Okay, we have the regular one, but not the factory one. So let's go ahead and make the factory ones. Okay, cool. Then we need the isotopic centrifuge. All right, there we go. That's enough stuff for us to get started. Now we're gonna look up the reactor stuff. Okay, there we go. And the reason for making the reactor is not that we need the power. If you need the power, then you're gonna need to do the turbine and everything. You're gonna have to save the steam, but we're not about that. That's extra work. We're not looking for extra work right now. So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna look up the reactor here, and not extreme reactors. Extreme reactors is a heck of a lot easier. Let's see. What the heck am I going with this? My keycode is wigging out right now. Okay, here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, mechanism, and then reactor. All right, let's see what we need here. Probably gonna need some reactor glass, so we'll put that on the list there. Let's see, fission. Let's see which one is which here. I think that's the fission that we need. Fusion, you know, it's optional if you want to do the fusion stuff, but it requires like different fuel, requires a different setup and everything. Well, we're not about that, so yeah, you can do that if you want to. So we're gonna need some reactor glass. We're gonna need the reactor casing, and look at that. They kind of changed the numbers on us. Look at this, decreased energy production. So that's what I'm talking about. I don't memorize numbers anymore, just for this very reason. They can change numbers on you whenever the heck you want. And if you're going to memorize recipes of a particular mod, well, too bad, because mod packs can change the recipes on you, too. So, yeah. Reactor casings, reactor glass. We'll need the port. We're going to put down the list there. Logic adapters, well, we'll pass. we'll pass. We're having to have a meltdown. We'll probably had that once. I'm not quite sure. Don't remember when that was, but we're going to that. We don't need a logic adapter. Just back up the world and you'll be fine. Right? Alright, so we need the fuel assembly, and then we have the control rod assembly. And let's see. Okay, that's the fusion stuff over there. Okay, cool. Okay, let's go over here. Speed for the reactor glass. Enrich iron, huh? Do I even have that in here? Rich. Okay. Alright, fine. We're going to have to take care of that somehow. Is there like a different recipe for this? Can you just like not use the enriched iron, please? Okay. Alright, fine. We'll have to set that up, chiefs. Alright, reactor casing. Reactor ports. Fuel assembly. And the rod assembly. Alright, let's go all the way back here, and we'll see if we have like any enriched iron. Is that like part of the recipe or whatever? Maybe I just didn't link it. Alright, let me see. That is enriched carbon, redstone, diamond, and obsidian. Oh, no enriched iron. Okay, alright. All the way over here, put that in the list. And what is this? This is just coal. Okay. I think I did the steel a different way. Okay, well, whatever. We'll put that on the list. And this is for coal, and then we put iron in there. Okay, let's use this one. Get rid of that thing. And then this one is the coal version. Okay, rich carbon. And the fusing factory. And I think it goes in here. Okay, fine. Let's put that in here and see if that works. Yeah? Does that work? It says crafting. Did it take it? Okay. I didn't configure this. There's like nothing in it. Okay, that one's on. Okay, that one's on. Yeah, I'll worry about the other ones later. Alright, so that one works. So let's go back to Mekanism. And then Reactor. And I think it's either R or U or something like that. I think it's U. Okay, building Fusion Reactor. I don't want the Fusion Reactor, I want the other one. Okay, here it is. Alright, so we're going to make it chunk size. So that's like going to be like a 16 by 16. There you go. And the largest one, it says it's like 18 by 18, but we're probably not going to go that big. I'm not quite sure. I think we can get away with it. Just because we're going to chunk load that square anyway. And the height of this should be 18 by 18. Use reactor glass. The ports is probably going to be like a lot of ports here, 8 ports or something like that. Yeah, so it gives you like a couple of numbers on here and everything. So cool. Alright, very nice. And let's see, reactor casing is going to be like 200. So I'm going to get that done. Oh, right, I didn't put the recipes in there. They're all in there. Okay, great. Okay, there we go. 200, make it. Oh, done already? Okay, cool. Let's go back over here. And how much reactor glass it is? Holy crap, it's 1528. 15. Well, we'll go for 1530. Okay, that's not bad. We just have to wait for it to make all this other crap here. I shouldn't make that stack size. Hold on. The job for the time one. It's already stack size. Oh, okay, alright, here. Oh, okay. There we go. Lots of reactor glass to play around with. Alright, so anyway, here we go. Kind of put that inside a chunk here. So it should be like 16 by 16. But I think we can like extend this out like a little bit more. We'll send it out like this. And the corner should be at the very end over here. But just to make absolutely sure that it's 18 by 18, I'm going to get my tape measure out. Where's the tape measure? Okay, here it is. So going from here, wait, not there. Chunk border is over here. Okay. Going from chunk to chunk, I mean, it is 16 by 16. So if we go like one out and end this corner, then it should be okay. Right there. And then we will end that. Hold on. Oh, I need to go one more further, don't I? Okay, let me see. If I like stop over here, and then I stop over here. Okay, that should be okay. That's like 18 right there. So let's see. Stop like right there, and then I should stop there. Okay, cool. That's 18. And that one, this other one should stop right there too. All right, let's build this thing. But before we do, we want to queue up all the other stuff, such as the rod assembly here. So let's see, control rod assembly. Don't really know how much, so let me go ahead and press you on this. See, 18 by 18. Let's see, this is 2 by 64. That's 128 of the rod assemblies. 1920, holy crap. Fusion fuel assembly. Okay, 1920 of that stuff. Is this 128? I'm hoping that's the right number. Okay, assembly. It should be, I don't know, 2K, sure. Oh, that was quick. Okay, cool. All right, get me one of these guys out here. Yeah, put this away. And put this away. See, builder. All right, cool. All right, let's start building this. right, there we have it. We have a full-size 18 by 18 by 18 reactor. And we right-click it. There we go. We got the interface right here, where we can activate it and such. And you can configure the burn rate over here if you want to. So yeah, cool. All right, so next up, I'm going to fiddle around with water. Get a couple of sinks out here. And I never made a recipe for this, did I? Let's go ahead and make one. Alright, there we go. We got some sinks. Now, we need to figure out where we're going to put the machine. So, since I put the wireless connector over here from the A2 network, it's probably going to be over here, where all the water is. So, let's bust out the good old... What was it called again? I forget. Ah, yes. Integrated dynamics. Get a couple of cables out here. Let's see. Fluid stuff. Never made an interface for that, so let's go ahead and do that. Fluids. Alright, fluid interface. One of these. And filtering fluid interface, fluid importer. Okay, we'll make one of those too. And let's see, exporter. Okay, we'll do some of that too. And alright, I think that's it. Okay, put that there, there, and there. Okay, fluid interface, we'll make 10 of these. Fluid exporter, we'll make 10 of these. And we'll make 10 of these. Okay, there we go. Alright, fluid interface, we'll see which one's which. Alright, so I'm going to put the sink over here, and maybe another sink over here. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm going to wire that into here. There we go. And then maybe we should leave one off for nuclear waste. So we'll put that as the waste slot over here. And then we can just dump it on the ground over here. It'll be fine. Very environmental friendly. Okay, so let's see. We're going to import that into there. It's the interface. Okay, we'll do this, and then we'll do that. Okay, those are the interfaces, and then we're going to export that from the network. Okay, we'll do this. There we go, and hopefully that works. Okay, export all fluids and everything. Okay, we're going to need some cards. Okay, right-click that thing, export all fluids, there we go. And export all fluids, there we go. And export all fluids, there we go. Okay, very nice. And if you right-click that, it's slowly going up, But of course, we can make it go a little bit faster maybe, so let's hit this button over here and see what else we can do. Fluid transfer rate. Okay, let's add a couple of extra zeros in there, yeah? What, 1 million? Yeah, that would do, right? Yeah. Oh, ho, ho, look at it go. Holy crap, he filled up in no time. Add a couple of extra zeros there, yeah. Holy crap, look at it go. Nice. Now we'll do the same thing to this one, too. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Nice. It's already filled up. Nice. But 583 million millibuckets filled up in just like a few seconds. So cool. There we have it. That's the way. Now, of course, if we didn't have integrated dynamics, we would have done the AE2 subnet with the extended I/O and the infinite water cell and everything like that. So cool. All right. So next, we're gonna need the wrench. Where's the wrench go? Here it is. Okay. Let me see. This is output ways, okay. And then we're going to need a fuel slot, so we're going to have to determine that once we set up all the machines. Alright, first things first, we're going to need the cables. Yeah, a couple of cables out here. And I'm going to plug into the connector. Okay, cool. Okay, next we're gonna get some power cables because machines require power. And let's see, how the heck are we gonna power the machines now? Maybe we'll put it down the middle or something. Yeah, we'll put it down the middle, like this. Okay, cool. And then maybe I'll move the cable over here. Or maybe I'll just do this. Maybe that's the line. Maybe that's the next line of machines there. Alright, great. Alright, so first things first, we're going to deal with a couple of things here. Let's get electric lytic separator. Let's get those resources out of the way. Separator. And there is a large version here. So I have no doubt in my mind we're going to get a whole bunch of oxygen, so I'm not concerned about that. Let's make one of these. And then we're going to need to make some upgrades too. See, speed upgrades, so let's make 20 of these for now. Probably not going to be enough. Okay, speed upgrades, and then the energy upgrades. Okay, cool. And then we're going to need some tanks. And I should make something better than basic. Okay, you. Advanced tanks. This is empty, right? Okay, it's empty. Okay, and then the elite tanks. Then the ultimate tanks. Okay, ultimate tanks. Here we go. We'll make 10 of these. Okay, cool. All right, electric link separator. This will require more sinks. Get another sink here. Maybe 4 of these. And then we're probably going to need the pipes as well. So let me get some logistics pipes out here. And then we're going to get some pipes, mechanical pipes. Advanced ones, basic ones, elite ones. Where's the, okay, here, like, the ultimates. And not to mention, we're going to need the tubes as well. So we never made any. Let's set that up. The basic mechanical pipes. Let's see, basic thermodynamics. Okay, here we go. Pressurized tube. This is for the chemicals. What the heck was that? What was that? Is that shiny? Hold on. Hold on. Let me get this. Is that shiny? What the heck are you? Are you kidding me? What are you guys? Oh, okay. All right. Fine. Come here. We'll add it to the collection. Sheesh. Of all the shinies to pop up. Oh, did you know we have Kamama in this pack? Yeah, I'm surprised too. Sheesh. Oh yeah, well we're at level 71 now. It took a while to beat Aaron, but it was okay. You just need the right moves and everything. All right, let's see. Energy upgrades over here. Okay, electrolytic separator, and we got the sinks over here. Okay, we were setting up the tubes, weren't we? Okay, we got that basic tube. Okay, advanced ones. Elite ones. And then the ultimate tubes. Okay, we'll make about, I don't know how many. 160? Okay, fine. Here, make 160. Alright, cool. Alright, electrolytic separator. We probably don't need any sinks because we can pull that out of the network, don't we? Yeah, okay. Alright, we'll put that, I don't know, over here. And then you move it over. We're probably gonna end up having to move things around. Alright, interface. Extended interface. Give me one of those guys out here. And then, not quite sure where to put this. Maybe I should have made that, like, outwards a little bit. Now, where are the chunk borders over here? Okay, I think I can do it. Okay, that one goes over there. Let me make these the smaller ones. Okay, the interface, I don't know. I'll put it over here or something. Or maybe over here. And we'll probably put that on the outside. Alright, cool. Alright, we're gonna need some water. That. More buckets. Okay. Then get another cable out here. Let's get pink or something. Or maybe some blue. Here, let me get some blue. Okay, and then from here, we can do this. Okay, import. Storage bus. Acceleration cards. Put these away. We won't need these anymore. I don't need sync either. Or this. Okay, import. Put that right there. We'll speed this one up. Okay, and then the storage bus. Drag water over here. Okay, great. Clear all this stuff. Okay, fluids. This is the fluids version, so we'll input like that. And we should be getting some water. Oh, it's not powered. Okay. There we go. Nice. All right, we're getting some water. It gave some energy upgrades. And then some speed upgrades. And it's going to run out of power because I didn't connect the power. Okay, flux point. Wait, that's the plug. Okay. Flux point, put that over here. Alright, that should do it. Got hydrogen and O2. And since it is water, we get more hydrogen than oxygen, so yeah. Alright, put the tank over here. And then we'll put the tank over here. Okay, go in here, go into chemicals. And which side is which here? We placed it like this, so see, that left side, that is for hydrogen. Okay, that's blue. Okay, chemicals. So which one's blue over here? That one's blue. Okay, so this one's this one, and that one's that one. Okay, that one's hydrogen, that one's oxygen. Alright, good. Okay, hydrogen, we'll do dump any excess. And oxygen, we'll leave it alone. Alright, cool. Alright, power. Input. Okay, fluids is still an input. Okay, great. I'll take a while to ramp up. Alright, very nice. Alright, we got the electric link separator. Separating water into hydrogen and oxygen. Now we need the sulfur. Okay, how's our sulfur supply? Oh ho ho! 1.3 million. It's just constantly going up, isn't it? We do have the essence, but just to make sure, but we're going to set the seeds for that too. Alright, let's see. Sulfur, essence, we'll put down the list here. And what do I need? Sulfur, prudentium. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Take the C for this one. And then we're going to need some prudentium. Okay, give me that. And then we'll set that up downstairs in the hydros. Alright, which one's free here? That one's honey seeds. Okay, this one's free. But we're going to set this up first. Okay, sim. Make another one of these. That in here. Okay, it'll speed it up just a little bit. I think that should be enough. Let's go down here. We'll put it in a sim hydro. Okay, in you go. Alright, cool. Getting 8. 1.41 times the sulfur essence. And that'll just slowly go up. Alright, cool. Now, just to make sure, that those are the add-ons that we have on hand, right? It only goes up to 4. Okay, it only goes up to 4. Sometimes it goes up to 8. You never know when they add that. Alright, so we got more sulfur incoming. Sulfur. 136. Come on, go up. There we go. 61. 70. Okay, great. We got the sulfur ongoing. Alright, so we need the sulfur inside a chemical oxidizer to make sulfur dioxide. So let's get a chemical oxidizer. Okay, there we have it. And then we'll put it like right here or something like that. Okay, here, get rid of all this stuff. And then we'll extend this all the way out here. And we'll bring in the sulfur. Okay, great. And sulfur. Alright, so that one creates, what does this create? Sulfur dioxide? Okay, so sulfur goes in here, goes over here, and that should be the sulfur dioxide. Okay, cool. And we're probably going to need another tank for this, so we'll probably put that over here. Alright, give me this. This is the item, so this is an input. Go into chemicals, and the right side should be output. Okay, great. Alright, sulfur dioxide. Okay, cool. Now, we might need more of this, so we'll probably like stack it up or something like that if we need some more. Okay, power, input. And we'll upgrade it. There we go, nice. Yeah, another upgrade that we need is the muffler. Right, go on there. Substitution. Nether brick? Are you kidding me? What is this? Okay, alright, fine, whatever. See, white wool. Here, turn on this one. Okay, make a few of these. Now we'll go ahead and silence these. There we go, nice. It's filling up with sulfur dioxide, very nice. This looks like a choke point right here. But we'll see. We'll see if we need to add more machines. We probably do. Alright, so next up, we have the sulfur dioxide. And we need to put that into a chemical infuser with the oxygen that we are getting inside a chemical infuser, just to get sulfur trioxide. Okay, chemical infuser. Make one of these guys. There we go. And then here is the sulfur dioxide. Now, where the heck are we getting the O2 from? Over here? Okay, cool. Maybe we'll put it over here, so we can just input the tank right into it. And it's already doing that, so whatever. Yeah, go in here, clear it out. Alright, so the O2, we're going to need a tube for this, so we're going to get the pressurized tube. And we're going to do the reach around over here. Maybe. Not quite sure if that is the way. Hold on. Let's clear this, just to make sure there's no funny business. Alright, this is chemical infuser. That is the front, that is the back. Front and the back. Oh, I did it like this, didn't I? Okay, so that should be like the back. Chemical oxidizer. That's the infuser, though. Okay, so it's the front then. Okay, you can output to that one. Okay, cool. And then this one, that was is an output, and that one is an input. Electrolytic separator, okay. Here, get rid of that. See, that one is an output, oxidizer and everything. That's the electrolytic separator. That's an input. Here, turn that one off. Okay, cool. And then the tube, I want that to be an output. Alright, great. Okay, this one, chemicals, that is from the left, so that one's input, which is input 1. And we'll do it like that. And we'll do it like input 2. Alright, great. There we go. Now we're making sulfur trioxide. Back in here, do the power thing. Alright, great. Get some sulfur trioxide there. Alright, so how about this thing? That one's inputting into the tank. Okay, that one is going down. Hold on. Okay, that one. Chemicals, that one's an output. Okay, let's see. This is a what? Chemical oxidizer. Okay, we'll do an input from here. Alright, cool. Alright, there we go. We got the sulfur trioxide ongoing. Let's go ahead and upgrade this thing. Alright, cool. Now, probably going to need more upgrades. Of course we do. Right, now that we have the sulfur trioxide, we're going to use the tank, and we'll put these in here. And that one is to the right side there, and then we're going to output that into here. All right, great. And then that one is a chemical infuser, so that one is an input. All right, good. And a whole bunch of O2 there, and not enough for this. So there's a choke point right here. So this one's like trying its hardest just to keep up with this one over here. Because we have plenty of O2, you know, just plenty of it. All right, great. All right, so we got the sulfur trioxide. Now we need the rotary condensator just to make the water vapor. Okay, give me that. And then water vapor combines that with the sulfur trioxide. So let's see, where's this over here? Okay, we got the water going on over here. And then this is the sulfur trioxide over here. And that one goes into where? Chemical infuser for the sulfur acid and stuff. Okay, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Is this okay? Okay, that's okay. We'll put that over here. Okay, rotary condensator takes on the water. And then we'll have to put that into another tank over here. Okay, go over here, get rid of all this stuff over here. And we'll run another cable out to there. Okay, water. In here, and then the fluids. That will be an input. And then the water vapor is chemical, so that one goes into an output there. Okay, clear that. This one's an input. And we'll switch this one to that one. And there we go. We're creating water vapor. All this. And of course, we're going to upgrade this thing. Alright, there we go. Nice. Okay, power. Input. Getting a whole bunch of water vapor now. Okay, cool. Alright, so with the sulfur trioxide and the water vapor, we'll pipe that into a chemical infuser. So let's get another one of those. Okay, and then we'll put that right there. Okay, the tubes, but before we do, we gotta make sure it doesn't connect with anything. So we're just gonna do this the best we can. Put that to none, so it doesn't connect. Okay, great. Put that over here. Run those cables over to chemical infuser. Okay, from this particular tank, this is chemical, so we're just going to output to that. Okay, we got the sulfur trioxide. Okay, and then this one is the water vapor. There we go, got the water vapor inside here. And we are making sulfuric acid, hooray! And you gotta put that into a chemical dissolution chamber with fluorite, so we can get hydrofluoric acid. Alright, great. Right, let's go back in here. Clear that. Alright, cool. And then we'll use another tank here. And then let's see, where the heck are we gonna put that? That one is sulfuric acid, so that means I need to pipe that into something else, so let's put that over here. Okay, tank. That one is an output, okay. Here, clear this, make that an input. Alright, great. So we're gonna put the sulfuric acid into a chemical dissolution chamber. Okay, give me that. And I'll put it like right there or something like that. Let me see. Chemical dissolution chamber, we're going to need fluorite and the chemicals for it. Okay, cool. Before we put it next to each other, we're going to do this. Alright, great. Alright, do that. Okay, we got another interface here. We're gonna set up with the water, just in case we need it. We're gonna need the fluorite. Fluorite dust. Okay, put that on the list there. Need that stack. Okay, cool. Alright, let's see. How the heck am I going to get this one over here? Have the sulfuric acid over here. Maybe I should move this over. So I can, like, fit the pipe, like, right inside there. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, but first, gonna have to configure this side over here. Okay, great. This back over here. Alright, so items. That's going in from the back. Okay, fluorite. The input for the items, and then chemicals. That is an input for that one. Alright, that's working. Now we just need to bring the sulfuric acid into there. Okay, that's an output there. Alright, sulfuric acid. It's going up, and then we got the hydrofluoric acid right there. Okay, power. We put the power there. And then we'll put down another tank. Okay, chemicals, that is an output. And there we go, hydrofluoric acid. Okay, very nice. Go ahead and put down some upgrades. Alright, cool. Alright, now that we have the sulfuric acid inside the chemical dissolution chamber to create hydrofluoric acid, that is the one of the branches done. So now we need to deal with the uranium. So we have the uranium ingots here. So like over 500k there. Is it enough? Probably not. We're going to need to make an enrichment chamber. Let's see, advanced, basic, elite, the ultimate enriching factory. Go ahead and set that up somewhere. And then we'll enrich the uranium ingots into yellow K uraniums. We'll put that in the chemical oxidizer in order to make uranium oxide. So we're going to need another chemical oxidizer. Okay, give me one of these. Okay, we'll put that probably over here or something. Maybe another storage bus. And then this one will take on the uranium. Okay, uranium. Drag that over here, and then do that. Alright, great. Alright, turn that off, make that an input. And energy, that an input. Auto sort. Okay, energy upgrade. It'll speed you up. Muffler upgrade. There we go, nice. That'll handle it, no problem. And look at all the delicious yellow kit uranium. Okay, and then we will put that directly into the chemical oxidizer to make uranium oxide. You zero that out, make that an input. Okay, and that is a chemical there, so put down a tank. Right, how's this tank going? Okay, that is hydrofluoric acid. Okay, let's go over here, make that an input. That over here, zero that one out. So we have the chemical oxidizer over here, so that is an input. Okay, great. And over here, that is an output. Okay, and over here, let's eject that into the chemical oxidizer. Alright, there we go. Alright, great. And we're out of upgrades again, hooray! Alright, cool. Alright, uranium oxide. Let's put that into a tank here. Let's see, output. Oh, wrong tab. So chemicals do that. Okay, cool. All right, uranium oxide, and then we got the hydrofluoric acid. So we combine these two in another chemical infuser just to make uranium hexafluoride, and then we can shove that into the isotopic centrifuge. All right, let's see. I'm going to extend this out to here. And this particular cable will do this. All right, another chemical infuser. Give me one of these, and then we're gonna put that somewhere. So these two of interest here. Then we'll put that like, I'm not sure where to put this. Maybe I'll put it over here. Write that out into here. Okay, maybe over here. We'll see how that one goes. Okay, give me the tubes. And it's probably gonna be like that. All right, there we go. That should do it, maybe. Or maybe I should like go under it, just to make it a little bit more cleaner or something. Okay, sure. Uh-oh. All right, there we have it. Keep the top side clean. All right, so for this one, going to be an output. Then this one's going to be an output. Okay, so this side is uranium oxide, and this side is hydrofluoric acid. Okay. Okay, chemicals. Input 1 and input 2. There we go, uranium hexafluoride. Hooray! Okay, we'll speed this up. The energy there, and then the muffling upgrade here. Okay, great. And then the power. Input from the bottom. Okay, great. And we need another tank. Don't connect to that. No, stop. Hold on. That one is hydrofluoric acid. What is this then? Hydrofluoric acid. Okay. Let's get rid of the left side, maybe. I'm not sure. Hold on. Okay, that one's clear. Hydrofluoric acid. Okay. Yeah, output that. No, don't input it again. Shoot. Okay, here, come here. Sheesh. Alright, there we go. Okay, it's going here. That is an input from the back. Yeah, let's get rid of these things. And that one outputs here. Okay. Alright, got the uranium hexafluoride inside a tank. And then we'll put that into isotopic centrifuge. And then we're going to get fissile fuel. Fissile fuel. No, not that one. Isotopic. Okay, give me that. Then we'll put that right here. Alright, great. Okay, give me another tube here. Yeah, this thing has to stick out like that. Yeah, doesn't it? Okay, all right, well, whatever. Here, I'm just going to do this then. All right, there we go. All right, do that. And the chemicals, that is an input there. And then the top of this is an output. Okay, great. Oh, yeah, there we go. Now we're getting some fissile fuel. Nice. All right, speed this up. Energy there. Input from the bottom. Okay, great. Woo, look at it go. And then let's see, where is this one going? But we'll put it like, I don't know, over here or something. Okay, that one goes under there. Okay, we'll put it in here. Okay. That one is an input. Then we'll go in here. We'll make that an output. All right, there we go. Fissile fuel. Nice. All right, getting a whole bunch of uranium oxide, but not enough the hydrofluoric acid. So yeah, this whole branch right here. Hold on, this is what again? This is fluoride over here. Sulfuric acid, hydrofluoric acid. Okay. Now, why are you not getting enough acid here? Okay, that's water vapor. This is sulfur trioxide. Okay. Okay, that's water vapor there. And what is this? Sulfur trioxide. Okay. Not getting enough of that one either. So it's this one. See, that's the choke point right there. So yeah, let's go ahead and make another chemical oxidizer and see if we can rectify that. Okay, we'll do it like that. But how the heck am I going to power this thing? It's already a cable over here. Okay, what is this? I had to do it this way, didn't I? All right, here you go. All right, tanks. Okay, put that here. Zero that out first. And then zero that one out first. Storage bus over here. That is sulfur. That over here. Okay, zero that one out. Items. Okay, that's an input. Okay, cool. Okay, side config. Let's see, energy comes in from there. Okay. All right, so the tanks. Now, what was this tank for? Is this for that one? Oh, it's for that one. Here, get rid of this thing. Okay, this is sulfur dioxide, so we'll put that into here. Hold on, that's chemicals. Okay, output into here, I think. Where are you outputting it to? Chemicals, output. Not enough room in the output. You mean here? Hold on, I think I locked this. Oh, I did. Input. All right, there we go. And then we want to put that into the bottom tank so we don't have to like run another pipe. Let's see, output to here. Okay, great. And then we'll do this. We'll make this one an input. All right, great. All right, hopefully that'll give it, let's twice the production now. See, sulfur trioxide, that is oxygen and sulfur dioxide. Going here. Yeah, that's still going. And that's also still going. Interesting. Okay, then we go over here. Okay, how about here? Hydrofluoric acid. Okay, how's the fissile fuel though? I mean, it's going up. So it really depends on how much the reactor can burn. And since we have all these integrated dynamic stuff, it's probably going to burn quite a lot. Let's see, chemical stuff. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. All right, so let's go over here. And this one should be something else. Output waste, output coolant. Oh yeah, we gotta deal with the coolant. Okay, that's an input only. Okay, that should be fine, I think. Okay, let me get the tubes here. And we'll run it from the bottom. Into there. Alright, great. Alright, from the bottom, chemicals, we're going to do an output. And look at all the fissile fuel right there. Okay, great. Alright, now we gotta deal with the coolant. So let's see. It is, I believe, a liquid. So we're just gonna trash it because we're not gonna use it. There we go. And then we'll probably put that somewhere else here. Maybe put it in the corner or something. Output waste, output coolant. Oh, put that like right there. Put straight onto the port, you know. Alright, I think we're ready to test this thing. But then, we need to deal with the waste too. So we'll get a couple of waste barrels. Okay, there we go. Make a recipe for this. Okay, we'll probably need to make, I don't know, 40. We'll make 40 of it. Okay, and then we're going to need some more tubes. And then go run it through the floor. Oh, hey guys! Are you ready for some toxic waste? You're gonna enjoy this. You're gonna evolve into some kind of super mutant Pokemon. All the trainers will love you. Okay, let's see. That's the tube going from up here and then down here. Okay, great. And then I'll probably just put it into the floor or something. Alright, there we go. Okay, give me that. Radioactive waste. Now, hold on. Am I supposed to be doing this? I mean, not on a moral standpoint. I mean, like, putting the waste in here. Hold on. Because why the heck are we doing the reactor in the first place, right? It's just to get that stuff. Okay, alright. I don't think we need to do this particular thing first. Alright, let's check the recipe after the reactor. So let's see, reactor. And does that tell us anything? Let me see. You. See results. Burn rate, sodium, coolant tank, fuel tank, okay. Because what we're really after is the antimatter. So we look up the antimatter here. Put that in the list there. And here's the antimatter. See, chemical oxidized, okay, that's not it. Here's polonium, supercritical phase shifter and everything. Here's the nuclear waste. Okay, we need to get the nuclear waste from the reactor. So this is it. Okay, we're not trashing it yet, because what we really want is the nuclear waste here. That's after we get all this stuff, and then we can trash it, because nuclear waste turns into what do you call it? Spent nuclear waste. That's it. Okay. All right. So that means we're not trashing it just yet. Just yet. Okay, we'll leave that disconnected there. And now, we need to put that somewhere. So that means we need to process this stuff. And since we need the antimatter's pellets first, let's see what we can do with this. Let's see, polonium stuff. And then nuclear waste. Okay, let's press U on this thing. Okay, here's the isotopic. That's plutonium. Okay, we have to switch back and forth and everything. So, see, nuclear waste. That goes into another isotopic centrifuge. And here's the other one, which is polonium. Okay, so which one do we need first? Plutonium pellets. Because we need the stuff in order to make the SPS. So we're going to need like more polonium first. So let's start with the polonium first. And let's see, go here. And that is the solar neutron activator. So we'll just do this. And we'll make a recipe for that. Okay, cool. And here's the advanced solar panels. And what was this? Does this have like a power? Okay, it does have a power. Okay, make that one first. Okay, that should be it. Okay, that's the solar thing, his solar neutron activator. Okay, give me that, and then we'll do it. Now, of course, it does require sunlight, so that means you need to have it like daylight all the time. You could move into like another dimension where there's daylight all the time, maybe, or you can do the Ars Nouveau trick in order to make it nighttime all the time. Or you can do this. Let's see, do daylight psycho false. There we go. Eventually, I just like pause the time anyway. So whatever. Time set noon, or maybe 5 p.m. I'm not sure. Okay, fine, noon. Here we go. Set to noon. Is that noon? It says 5. Okay, whatever, close enough. Alright, cool. Now it's gonna be daytime all the time. All the time. And good thing about the solar neutron activators, doesn't require power. And the bad thing about it, it requires daylight. So, yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and run more of this stuff over. Alright, so here's the nuclear waste thingamajiggy. Maybe we should make this port the nuclear waste, so it's like right here, where we need it. Or maybe I'll make like another port over here or something like that. You know what? Yeah, maybe I should do that. Yeah, let me get another port. The Fission Reactor port. Make one of these guys. And let's see, where the heck are we going to put it? Because we need to make the other stuff too, like with the isotopic centrifuge and everything. So after that, let's see, polonium and stuff. Let's press U on this thing. Here's the plutonium stuff. So where does that go into? A PRC, okay. Alright, so that means we're going to need some room here. See, that goes into there. So maybe we'll put that one like right here or something like that. And then the other port, after we get the polonium, it's going to go into a PRC anyway. So we'll probably put that somewhere around here anyway. Okay, let me see. Alright, solar neutron activator. I know it doesn't require power, but, you know, I want my machines lined up, so it's gonna go over here. And the port for that one, I'll probably put that... I'm not quite sure where to put that. Maybe over here or something? Maybe I'll put it over there. Now run another cable like there and then there. Or maybe we'll just put it like right there. We'll put that like right here. Alright, cool. Okay, and then this one will be outputting the waste. And gotta get rid of this one now. And let's see, this one goes over here. Okay, get rid of this one. Nope, don't do that. Okay, that one's there. That one should be like right here. Okay. Okay, I'll put the waste into solar neutron activator. And of course, I'm just gonna zero that out maybe. Like, which one are we doing first? We're doing the solar neutron activator, I think. And over here, that one is... let's see, that one is... Oh, the ports are like off-center. What the heck? It's like 2 ports over here and everything. Well, we probably don't need any more ports from here. Get rid of that. That over here. Get more of this glass here. Reactor glass, reinforce. Okay, here we go. Get rid of this. That over here. Okay, great. And then probably don't need the port, like, right here. Yeah, get rid of this. Okay, cool. Alright, so we got the waste here. And then we probably need another one. So I'll probably put it, like, next to each other. Okay, give me that. That right there. Okay, I'll put waste. And then this one goes into... Nope, not there. And that one goes up here. Okay, great. All right. Now we need to make a recipe for the PRC. Pressurized. Whatever that thing's called. Reaction chamber. Make a recipe for this one. The dynamic tank. Basic tanks and everything. Okay, cool. Right there. Make 2 of these. Okay, give me that. And then this one goes into a chemical, so we put it like straight into there. And then this one, that's straight into there too. And we need to drag another cable out to there. Okay, interface. Okay, let me see. How the heck am I gonna get the cable out here? Right here. Put it over here. Okay, polonium. We're going to need something for this, right? Let's see, spent nuclear fuel. Polonium, going to need the fluorite dust, okay? And then same thing goes for the other stuff, I think. Polonium pellets. Press U on this thing. We're going to need an enrichment chamber. Because that's the same thing. Fluorite dust. Okay, enrichment chamber. Where's the maximum one? Okay, here it is. Okay, give me this one. And then the enrichment chamber, we'll probably put that a little bit closer there. This thing will output the spent nuclear fuel. So probably leave like a little bit of room out here. So we'll probably put that like maybe over here or something. All right, interface. The fluorite in here. Make that 64. Storage bus. Put fluorite in there. We'll zero that out. Make that an input. Power comes from the bottom. Now we just power this up. Okay, that is online. Yeah, let me go back in here. Let's see, that's an input. Yeah, it goes on the bottom there. That is fluorite. Okay, it should be going in there, but it's not. Hold on. It's the input. That is standard input. Okay. Let's see, fluorite. Yeah, that's fluorite. Okay, what's wrong? It's an item. Ultimate enriching factory. Unless it's not an enriching factory. Hold on. I saw enriching factory. What the heck? That's for the ore. Okay, alright. Wrong one. Get rid of that. Okay, crusher. I had to make a crushing factory. Okay, crusher. Let's do that. Turn that one off. Okay, basic crushing factory. Advanced factory. Elite factory. Ultimate factory. Okay, go over here. And there we go. Okay, speed upgrade. And energy upgrade. Muffler. I need a muffler for these two. Okay. Give me that. Okay, that should do it. Alright, so from this one, we get a drawer out here. Let's see, drawer. That is, okay, we'll get one of these. We'll output out to here. Okay, cool. There we go. And now, we are going to have to round robin that, so let's get logistical sorter. We don't have to use the logistical sorter, but we're using Mekanism here, so why the heck not, you know? There we go. And then we're going to do the round robin thing. Okay. And we have the pipes. Okay, here we go. And go round robin into here, and then into here. Okay, let me see. We're not going to connect the sorter just yet. Trying to see how the heck we're going to get this done. Maybe like that, and then like that. And we need to worry about the spent fuel, too. Like, what does this take? This takes water, too, doesn't it? Okay, let me go in here. Let's see, solar neutron activator, polonium. Okay, it takes water, too, so we're going to worry about that. And we're going to worry about taking it out, too. Alright, sure. Do that. And then, let's see, for a single item, eject unfiltered. Sure. Do it. Here we go, fluorite dust. Do that. Items is an input. Energy comes from the bottom there. And let's see, the chemicals comes from here, the solar neutron activator. Okay, let's see, zero that one out. That's an input for the items. Chemicals comes from the right. Energy comes from the bottom. Okay. All right, let's deal with the water here. Let's see, how the heck are we going to get water over there? Okay, let's do that. All right, the water in here. And then we got to drag a cable all the way over there. All right, there we go. All right, water comes from the back. All right, there's the water. Now we got to deal with the nuclear waste or something. Here, give me that. And it's going to go from the back over here, and then from the front out there. We got to deal with the other pipes first. Okay, cool. And then that one as well. All right, there we go. All right, where is this now? That's over here. Okay, that's fine. Now we'll get rid of this one. All right. Nuclear waste. Let's see. Chemicals. That should be an output. Because, I mean, this is chemical output anyway. And then it's an item for everything else. So we're going to chemicals, and then that should be in the front. So this is an output there. Okay, cool. And then for this one, let's see, fluids, chemicals. That one goes out the back, so that's an output there. Okay, great. All right, now we got to deal with the stuff. Okay, the solar neutron activator, that is what? That is polonium. So this is polonium pellets coming out of here. And this is plutonium pellets coming out of here. So let's see. I already have a cable over here. So how many channels do I have? Okay, 4 out of 8. Okay, and that one I can probably squeeze in like that and then under there somehow. Let me see. Okay. All right, maybe I'll move this over or something. Here, what was in here? Fluorite? Okay, fluorite. All right, you got that done. Now for that one, this one is not a storage bus. Okay, get rid of that one. And we'll put the storage bus down here. That brings it back into the network. All right, let's see, import bus. Okay, we'll do this. And then that one should be, what was it again? Polonium. That is solar neutron activator, so that is polonium. Okay, put this on the list. And then this one takes like polonium, which is going to be a slow burn, so probably don't need any acceleration cards. Okay, and then we're going to connect the storage bus right there. All right, great. And we're going to need water for this too. Okay, now we got to deal with the water. Let's see. Holy crap, all the sides are filled. Okay. There you go at the top. And put that over here. And water. Alright, there we go. And then go in here, and then fluids. That's an input for the water. Alright. Go here, set the water up. Alright, great. Alright, solar neutron activator, it's going here. And that's the PRC, that's an output for the chemicals. And the input should be coming from the back. Okay, input there. Now I'm hoping that each side of these machines gets like the same amount of liquids here. What is this? 1, 2, and then this is like 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so probably this one will get it first over this one though. So we might have to turn one of these off at one point. All right, zero that out. That one goes into an output. That one's an input there, and a power input there. Okay, and let's see this one. That's an item. Okay, I think we're ready to turn things on now. All right, cool. And that's an import. Okay, I gotta take this one back. Let's see, how the heck am I gonna do this? Oh boy. Oh boy, Oh boy. Alright, here. Let me just do this. Okay. Give me this. And then I'll do this. Okay, and then I have the bottom side free, but not quite sure how to get this one over. I guess I have to go down here. Sheesh. Alright, fine. Here, let me see. That one goes up there. That one goes in here. Okay, maybe I should move this one over. Okay, here, do this. Alright. And then this one can go under here. Alright, there we go. That's what the crawl space is for. Alright, so the output for this one will be coming up from the top. And this one will be something else. Go in here, and that's the plutonium pellets, so we'll do like this. And there we go. You'll really need to set a filter, but you know. Okay, go up from the top. This is an output. This one, the items. Hold on. That is an import bus. Okay, items goes out the front there. We'll check that one. All right, I think we're set. I think we're ready to turn this on. All right, cool. All right, let's turn it on. Slowly going out there. All right, let me see. Okay, we got some nuclear waste there. It's going into the PRC. That's polonium. Okay, what about this one? Okay, that one's empty, so it's going into here first. That's what we want in the first place, so whatever. Okay, polonium. It's going up there. Alright, so let's fill around the burn rate until it starts getting bad. Let's go for 400. Ooh. Okay, this is probably going to fill up, right? We're probably going to need like a tank or something. I'm not quite sure. Or maybe some kind of tube. Okay, let me see. Let me see. The water is keeping up amazingly. But the fissile fuel is going down, so what's the point of increasing the burn rate? And look at that. Look at this. We're getting polonium. Nice. Okay, how many is that? Oh, look at that. It's going up. Going up. We'll get there in no time. Granted, we do have like a bit of fuel in there already. So, cool. Alright, so let's see what the bottleneck is like over here. We're still not getting that much uranium hexafluoride. So I bet you it's this one over here. That's a bottleneck right there. Yeah, that's the bottleneck right there. Water vapor that's getting filled up all the time. This is sulfuric acid there, okay. How about this one? That's uranium oxide. That's really not a problem. I don't think that's really a problem there. Because it's always filled anyway. So, alright, so how is the sulfur supply right now? That's like 1.4 million. Okay, let's try to add another one here. Chemical oxidizer. Okay, we'll add another one over here. Okay, let's see, sulfur. Bring that one over here. Okay, that's an input there. And then we'll add another tank. Okay, chemicals, that is an output. Alright, there we go. Alright, which one of you are making noise? There we go. Process that a little bit faster there so it doesn't fill up. It's running out of fissile fuel, of course it is. Oh, okay. Hold on. Don't be backing up here. Hold on. Maybe we don't want to process that so quickly. Oh, that's gonna fill up. Okay, here. Turn down the burn rate. Turn it down. Here, 70. You don't want things backing up. Oh boy, process faster. Hold on, is this going? Oh, hold on, there's no water in it. Hey, hang on. Water. It's getting water. What the heck? Here, go faster. Sheesh. I think we're good. Maybe. Okay, it's going down. Let me take a little peek down there. Oh, I forgot to put the barrels down. Uh-oh. We don't want another meltdown. Alright, there we go. I mean, these pipes has like a bit of space in there, so... Alright, we get like a little bit more here. Alright, cool. Alright, now how's this going? Nee, it doesn't like... Doesn't look like it's making a dent, though. Here, let me go over here. It's just never good enough for you, is it? Alright, okay. Kind of bouncing out right now, so yeah, that's probably like the good burn rate right there. If we make it go faster, then this pipe's gonna fill the heck up. What really matters is this rate that's going here. And it's going okay. Okay, look at this. And like plutonium pellets and polonium pellets. Which one's going first? This one? How about this one? That one looks like it's going too, I think. Yeah, both of them's going. Okay, cool. Alright, that's good. Both of them's running. So let's see, how's the sulfur supply? Okay, it's not bad. It's hanging in there. It's hanging in there, okay. What about the uranium? Okay, alright. How about the fluorite? Okay, that's not bad. It's not going down. Alright, so there we go. There we go. It's all bouncing at. So, but the reactor, you don't necessarily have to go that high, you know? You could if you want to, if you have, like, extra fissile fuel in it. But what's the point of having, like, a higher burn rate when you have, like, no fissile fuel in it? And if you go that hard on it, this one will fill up, and then you're gonna have another meltdown. Alright, so, cool. There we have it. There we have it. Again, not trying to maximize or min-max or anything or optimizing anything. Just as long as we get the stuff that we need, you know? And look at that. Within the last few minutes, we got, like, all this stuff. So, is that enough? I don't know. Let me see. SPS. Okay, going to SPS casing over here. And it should, like, tell you how many stuff you need to do. Here, let me make it 4 ports here. And you only need, like, 60 of this stuff. So, if we need 60, hold on. Let me set a recipe for that one. SPS casing. Here's the ports. Okay, here's the casing. Okay, and then here's the supercharged coil. And then here's the laser. Okay, there we go. Alright, there we go. Supercritical phase shifter. And let me press U on this thing. And how many is that? 60? Okay. There's 60 here. Now, is that enough? Oh, there's just 2 missing. And we need to deal with the plastic sheet, so yeah, that's going to be another episode. Alright, so there we go. We built the reactor, we got some fissile fuel production going, and we're getting plutonium and polonium pellets, so we can get some more of that SPS goodness. So when we built that thing, we're going to have some antimatter, so hooray. Oh yeah, we got to still build the brine towers and everything, so cool. Alright, so this has been another episode of All the Mons. I'm Bum Block, and I'll see you next time.